What's going on? I'm here with UFC Bantamweight Trevin Five-Star Jones. He is fighting Cody Garbrandt this Saturday at UFC 285. So, gotta start. Five Star is one of my favorite nicknames in the UFC. How did you earn
Yes,
yourself
sir.
that?
Um, so in middle school, high school, I used to get best dressed and all that. And then I got into fighting and, you know, the organization that I started fighting was like, you need a nickname. It'll do better from you. Then one time we're in a car and then we were going out and then we're getting all dressed up and then they were like, everyone kept giving me compliments like 5 star, right? You look good, the 5 star outfit. And then we're driving home one day, and then all the boys, all the fighters were in the car. It was actually after a fight. And they're like, you know what your nickname is? You're a 5 star. You're a 5 star, bro. Because, like, you like to try and wear the nice shoes, have the nice car and all that, and have nice things. So, 5 star represents, and I was winning a lot at the time. And 5 star represents, like, when you think of 5 star, you think of, like, top quality, something there is going to be nice. So, 5 star is like, if you visit that hotel, there's gonna be something there you're gonna like. Might not be everything, but something there you're gonna like. So 5 star, something there you're gonna like about me.
So, if it originally came from the fact that you were always the best dressed person, do you have any special outfits in mind for the fight on Saturday to either walk in or walk out of the arena in?
Um, no, not really. This was a late call. I had to drop everything right away and fly out right away. I didn't have enough time to get into things like that. I just got straight to the fight, straight to training, straight to picking up training up in the temple. So not really, but right after I get the win, I will go look for something nice and pull out something sweet and post some pictures and have people remember the name.
I love it. Yeah. So you mentioned it was a short notice fight. How in shape were you when you got the call, and what kind of changes did you have to make to get ready for the fight?
I was training every day, man. I always train every day. I was not in fight shape. But I believe in myself. I believe my mental was finally back. I had lost my friend a while ago, and I feel like I was struggling with the sport due to the fact how much me and him was into it together. And I feel like that's where the losses came from. It didn't really come from me not training hard or not putting the right preparation. It really came from just my mental being struggling because I lost my friend who wanted the same dream as me so bad. Um, so I thought I was back in place. I was back in my mindset. Like this fight, I didn't really even get a chance to think about my friend much, which is a good sign. And I feel like I'm back to being the normal Trev, and I was able to just focus a lot more. And I had so many fights on short notice, man. My whole career was short notice, man. My entire career was short notice fights. And I think these short notice fights might play out a little bit better for me than the long camps because when I start training, I get going. I get going. So sometimes I think I a little bit burn myself out physically and mentally with those 2 month camps or 2.5 month notice. And I think that's probably could have been a problem too. Right now, I didn't have much time to think about much. I just had to jump on the boat, start preparing, and I flew over here to Texas for this MMA, a really, really tough camp. Coach has been on me so much, and I'm exactly in the place I needed to be.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to hear that your mental health has recovered. What did it take for you to get to the place where you feel you have kind of recovered in the mental part of your game and of your life?
I think it just took time, man. It wasn't something that I could just shake off right away. It just took time. No matter what, going into my original gym, I see a big mural of my friend on the wall. He was my number one training partner, same weight class, same size. Our records were identical at the time when he passed away. It was like he was the yin and yang of me, opposite style at the time. And me and him just made a complete team together every time we worked. And to lose someone like that, it was like just rough, like going out and fight. He was in my corner for all my fights. He was in my corner for my UFC fights. And to not have him, it was just like, Trev, do you even want this no more? Like, and I'm not saying I don't want it. I still wanted it as bad, but I just felt like something was missing. That's what I felt. I always felt like something was missing. So this camp, if I think right now, like I'm finally like not over it, but it's like I'm over it, but I don't forget him. I still love my boy and everything, but I'm over the fact of everything that went on and the way he passed away and everything. And I feel like I'm in a stronger form of myself and I'm able just to focus and not let that weigh me down.
Yeah, then that's an amazing a recovery, and I'm sorry you had to go through that. But for this fight, like you said, another short notice when you're fighting Cody Garbrandt, who's definitely the highest, biggest name you've ever fought, a guy with championship experience, guy that was the champion's been in big fights for the last 6, 7 years at this point now. Is there any added pressure fighting a guy with that caliber of star to his name?
When I first got the call, you feel a little pressure on it, but at the same time, I've been flying to countries fighting these top notch guys. They never fly you in to fight. They never fly you into Russia or to Australia or anywhere to fight a guy that's not worth it. It's always someone that has, I don't know the right word, stardom, star, whatever. It's always someone that's a star from where they're from. Then they fly you out to pick that guy. So I've been fighting stars, man. Whether they were a star, whether they're gonna be a star, or they was a star already. I've been fighting stars from different countries and different places. The best they had to offer. Um, at the same time, I think I got a little energy. It's Cody Garbrandt. If I put him away, I don't think it's pressure on me. I think it's more pressure on him. You don't want to lose to a guy like me, and me being on short notice too. I think it's more pressure on him. He's coming from the same type of downfall I'm coming from. Um, and I'm not an easy opponent. He can look at my losses or look at anything he want. I'm gonna be a tough opponent. I'm gonna be in his face, and I'm gonna give him a fight, and I'm gonna be just as good as his other opponents. And I'm gonna show that on Saturday night. And any added pressure? Not really, man. A fight to fight, man. You just have to know life goes on. You're blessed no matter what, and I choose to do this. This is not something like they forced me to do it. Like I choose to do this. This is something. This is an opportunity I'm willing to take. Who's gonna pass up an opportunity like this? And anyone that'll pass up an opportunity like this is don't want to be here. They don't want to be in this particular sport. So I see it as a huge opportunity for me. And there's a lot more positive than negative. So I'm looking at the positive. Yes, there could be negative, fighting a former champion and putting pressure on myself, losing this fight and not and going home. But at the same time, like who's looking at that? We're looking at all the positive things to gain out of this. And that's all I'm focused on is all the positive.
Yeah. So, you mentioned the kind of slide Cody's on. What do you make? There's a big stigma surrounding him saying after those TJ fights, he doesn't have much of a chin anymore. He can't really take a shot. What do you make of that stigma? Is that something you've been looking at in training?
Not really, not really. He's still a former champion. He's still talented. He's still fast. He still can do his thing. He could have been fixing his problems the same way I'm fixing my problems. So at the same time, this is a perfect matchup to me. It's a nice fight. Um, he's a former champion, and I'm looking at him as a former champion. I'm looking at him as a champion. I'm not looking at him as Cody that's been getting knocked out or anything. Even though I believe I have the power to do some of the things that's been happening to him, but I'm not. If we go to decision, we go to decision. I'm just looking to put on a clean fight, stay in control all 3 rounds, and fight my heart out that night. That's what I'm looking forward to. The best Cody, he's been working with a lot of guys. I know the guys are gonna be helping him. I know how they roll, so I'm prepared for Cody, just like Cody's prepared for me.
Yeah, so this fight, main event of the prelims against a very well-known fighter. This is probably going to be a lot of fans' first time watching you compete. So for people who are going to be watching this and then will go on to watch you on Saturday, how would you describe your game to someone who's never seen you fight before?
My game changes, and my game changes depending on the opponent that I have because I feel like I'm very evenly skilled. I haven't shown my ground game much or my jiu-jitsu much. It's because my game plans have been to strike a little bit more, but I do have a well-rounded skill set, and depending on who I'm fighting, I have all the tools, man. You can expect a knockout from me. You can expect a choke from me. You can expect a referee stoppage from me. You can expect anything from me. Just know that I go hard, and if I catch you or if I get you in that one sweet spot, I always put you away. I always put you away. So, just expect a nice, strong, talented fighter, very athletic, and I'm expected to be nice and smooth and fast and sharp on Saturday night. Like I said, it could be late notice all at once, but I feel my mind is ready to be sharp and smart and strong and powerful and fast. And, I believe I can get this fight done. I truly believe.
Great. So yeah, that's my last question here. So we have you here, Trevin Jones fighting Cody Garbrandt. What is our prediction for this fight?
Oh, man, a lot of my teammates, I'll go on my teammates' predictions. A lot of my teammates and a lot of people around me, they believe I can get the choke or a knockout, honestly. And me working with the new coach Saif and him seeing my game and having a real coach that's been around so many fighters at a gym that got gym in a year, they know he can really judge the talent. It's not like my friends are telling me and putting these cookies in my head. This is a real coach telling me what I have and what he believes I can do. So I can take that away a lot better. Like, oh, this is a real coach that has so many UFC fighters here and they know. So I believe I honestly can knock him out or choke him out also if he makes that wrong mistake. But like I said, I prepared for a nice hard fight. I prepared for Cotto to be sharp, fast, um, try and take me down. I prepared for all of this. So I'm very ready and I'm gonna show the world how good I am in front of that crowd.
Awesome, Trevin. Thank you so much for talking, and good luck on Saturday.
Thank you, my man. I appreciate you.
Thanks.